Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to talk about Code Break on the Last GameBoard. So Code Break is a unique game made by the Last GameBoard, as you can see right there. But this game is kind of reminiscent of games like Codenames and stuff like that, if you guys have played games like that, where you're trying to make your teammate guess the word that you have in front of you and looking at the words in front of you on a pile and trying to choose the right word and trying to get them faster than the other team. That's essentially how this game works. I'm going to obviously show you how the game works, how it makes it unique on the game board and stuff like that. This is for up to 8 players. Of course, you can see the playtime there is for up to 15 minutes. And I've done a lot of these videos, obviously, for you guys on the Last GameBoard already, showing you guys different games so you guys can see what it is and how it's like. And if you guys want to take advantage of buying your own game board, they come out like sometime next year in the first quarter from what we were told, where everyone's going to be able to get their hands on them. But pre-orders are available now, and my affiliate link is down below. If you guys like what you see every time I make these videos, and you're gonna, obviously get your own. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so the first thing with this game is this game does require a companion app, so I'm going to go ahead and I already logged into the companion app on here. We talked about this in previous games where you have to use like an iPhone or an Android phone or an iPad or something and just log in to the companion app, which I have here on my iPad, which basically is just to share hidden information. However, it's not actually required in this game. Some of the games do require, but this one actually gives you another option, which is why I'm only logged into one companion app, so I can kind of show you what would happen if you didn't have a companion up on the other team. So I'm going to show you that here now. Really love the intro of this game. And then here you are at the main menu. You have your rulebook there that you can go ahead and take a look at if you want, or your settings, which just you can adjust the words and how long they are and how many misses you get before the game goes on to the next. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit create game here. You can see game setup.exe, so it's got like this cool look to it that I really like. And I'm going to go ahead and lower the volume a little bit, which you can always do from your host drawer. Kind of lower the volume a little bit on here, so it's not that super loud. But you can see here that iPad main is already in there, and you just got to click this right here, and it tells you to basically select your team. So you can go ahead and you can have up to 4 teams on here. You can see you can select 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to go ahead and select 1, and then it also selects if you're going to be the code server. So if you're going to be the person that's obviously using a companion app or going to be the person that's giving these clues out. Now, go ahead and open another drawer over here. I don't have to use a companion app. I could technically just click the QR code, kind of leave that there, scroll that down. Now you can see that that person is now popped up there. I can go ahead and hit the power. And now what we want to do is select that person to be part of Team 2. So after you put him on Team 2, we can go ahead and select another player over here. Let's say that they were right here on this side. I'm going to go ahead and open up another tab here. Again, I'm not using a companion app for these, just to keep it simple for the time being. I will open up another one over here. Open this up as well. I'm going to go ahead and hit the power on both of these so they're both active and ready to go in the game. And I'm going to put this person on Team 1 and this person on Team 2. And now you can see that we have the 2 players. So these guys are going to be the code server. So again, this person's using the companion app here. That's the iPad here next to me. And this person's just going to use the board, which you'll see how that works. But they're both the code servers. Again, they're going to be the ones that are giving awards to their teammates. So these people here are going to be the 2 teams. This could be any number of players. So you can have Team 1 over here have 5 players on their team. One person's a code server, everyone else is on the guessing team, and the same thing going on over here. Then you have all these different objects that you can select, word matching or letter matching. We're going to do word matching for the time being, and we're going to just go ahead and leave it as objects. You can see there's different categories there, and we're going to go ahead and hit start game. Now you can see what happens here is that you essentially have a grid of words here, and you're trying to have your teammate guess the right word. So this person right here who's using the companion app has the word on their companion app. You can see the word is door. So he is trying to get the other person over here on that whole team to get the word door from here and put it in the right place. So you can see if I grab this and put it over my area, you can see that that team got that wrong and it errors out. If you do that 3 times, you'll see here in a second, it errored out. And now I have a new word on the companion app because you can only have 3 mistakes, or you can change that in the settings, but 3 mistakes is the default. And you're doing it with a 3-minute time clock. So both teams are going frantically back and forth trying to guess as many words as possible. So again, now this person has the word dirt. Let's say that they actually did get it right and they look for the word dirt. They just kind of pull it over to their side of the board. You can see they got 1 right there. Now, the other person here, of course, like I said, they're not using a companion app, correct? So they're not able to see these words in the companion app. But what is really cool in this game, if you don't want to use a companion app, even though for me I like the companion app because it makes it easier to, keep those words hidden, but you don't have to, and you could just do something like this. Now you can see the word is bed. So they would just take their hands off, and now they start telling their teammate, whatever word they want it to be, whatever way they want to describe bed, obviously. And then they go ahead and do the same thing. Let's go ahead and say they get 1 wrong. Go ahead and do that. And then we got bed over there. Let's say they get that one right. Obviously, now it's telling you to remind you to place your hand to reveal the word. Now you can see it says knife. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I accidentally paused the game there. Let's go ahead and say that, they got another one right. So let's say that they got knife, and then they're pulling that over there. This person on the companion app right now is showing the word letter. So let's go ahead and grab the word letter there and say that they got that right, and then they say that they got a couple of these wrong next time, and then they got it right, and then it was they ended up getting it wrong, sorry, where they pulled this 3 times. Now we got a new word, and now box is in front of me. Let's say that they got that word right, and obviously you're going back and forth. Again, here it tells you check the companion out for the code word to remind you every time you get a new word. Here it will remind you to actually place your hand here if it's a new round. So right now we're on paper. So I really like the music effects and stuff. It really makes it like a really cool atmosphere with the way that the blue is hollowing like that. It really makes you feel like you're breaking into something, which is obviously the intention here. But what was that word again? Because I already forgot. It was paper. So if we look for paper up there, let's say that they grab this and they put paper there. We have 30 seconds left. And again, teammates are going back and forth. It reminds you again to put your hand there. So I do like that this game has both options. I think that is the perfect way to go for most of these games, if it's possible, is that you can do this when it's possible to kind of show your word, or use the companion app if you want to. Of course, some of the games that we've shown off kind of makes that impossible, for example, because sometimes you have a hand of like 10 cards in your hand that you obviously need a companion app for, which makes that impossible to do. But when it's feasible, like a game like this, having both options is fantastic. You can see the time's about to run out. Time ends. It tells you team 2 won. So obviously that was team 2 right here. You can see that they got 3 words completed correctly and 1 word was incorrect. So 1 word incorrect means is when I swiped 3 times and I got that word wrong that I showed you guys over here. They got that word and it went to the next word. So that's why it's telling you 1 word was incorrect. And then team 2 says 3 words were, team 2 got 3 words completed correctly during that sequence, as you can see here. And it tells you the team members on each of the teams, so you know who is on whose team. So I think this game is really fun. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of Codenames and those type of board games out there, and I'm glad to have a game like this on the Last GameBoard. It's a really fun party game. It's done really well. I like the fact that, like I said, you can use a companion app or use your hand blade, which is a really cool gesture that obviously is pretty unique. And the game has a really cool aesthetic to it, in my opinion, which I also really like, of course. And I can go ahead and just exit game and go back to here. You can see that little nice aesthetic there. And like I said, there is more options here. If you click on create game, you can also do other things. If we go ahead and ready everyone up again to kind of do that and put these players again on team 2, you can see that you have letter matching as well, and then you have all these different categories that you can do as well. You can always pull up the rule book here if you guys want to see exactly how the game is played. Of course, it is pretty simple. Like I said, really, really fun game. I love party games like this on here, and it is really cool to have a game like this on here because a lot of people love that code names, like guessing words kind of game, and makes it really easy to play with both options there, and it can play up to 8 players, really an infinite amount of players. You can have 8 drawers opens for a total of 4 teams in the game, like it shows here, 4 teams. But obviously those 4 teams can have 2 people or 3 people on those teams guessing and helping. So it really makes it an infinite amount of players for a party. So fantastic game, having a lot of fun with this one. If you guys have any questions about what you guys have seen in today's video, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.